Hello and welcome to the Women's Rugby League podcast. This episode was recorded at the launch of Women's Super League this year at Headingley Stadium. So I managed to grab quite a few interviews. I hope you enjoy it. I'm now joined by
Bella Sykes, Huddersfield Giants.
So how's pre-season going for you guys?
It's going really well. I think obviously building on the back last year it was really difficult, but we've got a new coaching set up this year, and I think that new structure and new players being brought in is really going to benefit us, and I think we're really excited to get going this year.
It's fantastic because I've seen all the younger age groups being brought in, and you've got obviously done year one in Super League 1, it's year 2, so you've learned.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got a great under-19s programme, and I think last year a lot of our Super League girls were kind of playing in the 19s and playing in the Super League like myself, and I think this year now we've got a new rebrand, and I think the girls coming into the 19s are all set on the 19s and the Super League girls are in the Super League, so I think that's really good to have distinguish between the two, and also knowing that those under 19s have got the chance to kind of progress up to the first team if that kind of comes about. But yeah, it's really exciting.
It must be as well because you've got players from Huddersfield coming through a Huddersfield system.
Yeah.
And feeding in. That's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Like even myself, I'm from Huddersfield. A lot of the girls are from Huddersfield and Halifax, and I think that's really important that we kind of keep that talent pool to Huddersfield itself rather than sort of them kind of looking to lead straight away. We want to kind of be a club that attracts players as kind of a platform for them to grow and them to get game time and opportunities, and I think that's really important.
It is, and you guys doing what you're doing and getting good numbers down to every age group you're setting up and running all the kids club and everything is absolutely fantastic to see.
Yeah, definitely. Like the 19s have 20 plus at training every week, and that's really good for them to build in their sort of season as they go, but also to kind of, like I say, give them to look up to us as well and kind of show them what they can achieve.
So what are your personal aims for this season?
I think my personal aims are just kind of to take on a bit of a leadership role within the Giants. I've obviously played there for 3 years now. I'm still a young player, but I think I've got a lot to offer to the girls and a lot of experiences for the new ones coming in. But I think as well, pushing on, I was in the England Knights last year, so I think definitely moving on in that and again taking on a bit of a leadership role in that kind of setup, and obviously my long-term aim is to get into that England performance squad, whether it be 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. I think that's always my end goal at the minute.
I love it because you're one of the few players that, well, no, you're not one of the few, you're one of the many players who've got a lot of bottle, you've got a lot of desire and a lot of drive. It must be good for Huddersfield having players like you still being there, even part of the night setup. Yeah,
I think definitely. I think there was 4 of us in the night setup last year, and I think that kind of showed to the other girls in the squad that, do you know what, England will look at you. They won't just look at the top 3 teams, and I think it's good. I am quite a driven person. You know, I'm willing to work as hard as it is to get to myself and the team to where we need to be. Might not be this year, might not be next year, but it will happen if we all stick and we all keep going with that.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
I'm now joined by
Michelle Larkin, and I play full-back for the Barrow Raiders Ladies Super League team.
So, Season 2 in Super League 2.
Yes.
How's your pre-season gone?
Really good, yeah. We've really enjoyed this pre-season. We've got a really good strength and conditioning coach on board. We've ramped it up, weights, agility, speed, and both mentally and physically getting prepared for a really good another season out there.
That's it. You did really well last season in year 1, which I don't think many teams were expecting. But I think you put a tough match on everybody.
Yeah. We even shocked ourselves, to be honest. Obviously, moving up for the championship, it was a big step, and we did feel the physical force of the other teams. But we kind of just stuck to our guns. We knew we are fit, we are healthy, we're strong, and we just knew we could, if we kept together and kept going out there match by match, the consistency we had, we could get through the games and just get those good results, if that makes sense.
That's it, because you did spring good results. You beat teams who you were probably expecting to finish higher than you, and it was like after a few games, like, oh, Barrow's got something.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good turning point was here at Headingley when we played Featherstone. Obviously, we got that win here. It was like, actually, do you know what? We can do this. We're beating these teams we didn't think we maybe could at the beginning of the season. So actually, that gave us a lot of confidence going forward to the rest of the season.
That's it, and you're now in a position as a team where you look at the season and your goals can be Super League 1.
Yeah, well, that is the goal. You know, we want to get in the top 2 this season and get that position to stay up there. So that's what we're working for. And if we don't get it, yeah, we won't be happy. But yeah, that's the goal.
That's it, and you come on leaps and bounds. You're getting good, really. One of the teams were getting fantastic numbers to home games.
Yeah. Well, with the double headers with the men, that's great because it brought supporters, you know, to watch the women and the men, and they actually saw us play and they were like, actually, you know what, this is pretty good. You know, the level of play, the physicality, and I think they enjoyed it that much. They kept coming back, so it just shows, you know, how it's growing and doing well.
Thank you very much. I'm now joined by
Caitlin Varley, Castleford Tigers centre.
How's pre-season going for you guys?
Really good. We've had a really good pre-season. Everybody's bought in and it's been hard work, but I think we've definitely got what we needed out of it and ready to go for the season.
That's it. You brought in some good players. You brought like Alicia Nixon, which is a fantastic signing for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. She can play really anywhere on the pitch, which is really good for us. So if we can put her anywhere and she'll do the job.
That's what you want, because you're on a team on a rebuild, but you're in a town that supports you massively.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fans, which is really good.
How are you seeing this season play out for you guys?
I think a lot better than last season. We're aiming to get up there in the top spots, really, so I think that's what the aim of the season is.
That's it, because you've got a lot of players who've now got the experience, they've had the season under the belts. You've got a really, really young team, probably the lowest average age in both sets of Super League.
I think even though we're young, I think we're definitely going to push other teams with an older team. I think we're definitely really underestimated, which is probably a good thing for us because we can definitely push on and prove people wrong.
And you did, towards the end of last season, you were starting to gel, you got really, really tough.
Yeah.
The results have got better and then you're getting the wins. I was there when you got the win over Wakefield and the whole stadium was bouncing.
It was mad, to be fair. It was really good. And I think that's what we needed to end the season on a high, to then push on into this season and really show people what we're capable of now.
Who should we be looking out for at Cass this season?
We're going to have Emily White in the middle and Alana and Lauren twins in the outside backs, which will be really good for us this year.
It's fantastic to see, but you're getting there, you've still got that massive fan base.
Yeah.
No one can ever take that away, because it is, even in tough times, you're getting 700 attendance.
Yeah, I think it's really good that as fans have still got us back, and I think that really pushes the girls on the pitch to work for the fans really and put out a good performance.
So what are your personal aims for this season?
I think to just prove that I'm a lot better than what I showed last year. I think I've got a lot more to give, and I think to even push for that England night spot would be something I'd be really proud of if I could do that this season.
You're one of the players who probably should be pushing for that, because you're recognisable, you've got a name, you've got all the ability in the world, you're still really, really young.
Yeah. I think, obviously I'm only young still, I've got a lot more years in the tank to go, but I think if I can get on that pathway early on, then that's going to be really good for my future.
Thank you very much. Now joined by
Jess Harrop from Betfred Bulls.
So Jess, how's pre-season gone for you?
It's been really tough, like any other pre-season can be. Girls have been put through the paces and they've coped really well. So yeah.
It's always interesting to see it, Bradford, because you still have a massive fan base.
Yeah. We've still got that fan base. Yeah, it's just really good.
And obviously, you guys have been modelling the shirts and modelling the hoodies and everything, which is always good to see. How is it being at a team that does that with you, where they make you feel part of it?
Yeah, it just makes us feel more included. There has been that distance at some point, but we've done really well to build that bond with obviously the men's team and stuff. So yeah, it's just really nice to feel included.
So you've just had your shirts presentation. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good experience, really good laugh. Up at Oddsall, the presentation was really good. All the girls loved it. It was just a really nice vibe.
It looked one of them because it puts you guys on a pedestal. It gives you guys brilliant photo opportunities.
Yeah, no, definitely. It definitely puts us up on that pedestal to have that same on the same bar as the men. So it just made us feel again more included and more inclusive.
So who should we be looking out for at Bradford this season?
Definitely Hannah Donald. Hannah Donald's just very, very amazing. She's so unexpected at some times as well. Millie Bell's her confidence.
Coming on leaps and bounds.
Coming on massive. Her confidence has boosted really high from last season, especially given that number 7 shirt, which she honestly deserves. and Beth McMillan had a really tough time last year, injuries, but she's coming back on the bounce as bigger and better as ever.
That's it, and you just named there, like yourself, 3 very entertaining players.
Yeah.
Hannah Donald is off the cuff, you don't know what she's going to do
Yeah,
next,
that's
and
what
it's
I mean.
absolute entertainment factor.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like we've got loads of them girls, 3. I just think them 3 are just the main ones to look out this season.
What's your aims for this season?
Definitely Super League 1. There's them 2 spots up for grabs, so his main aim is just to get up there. I feel like we've been there from the start, so I feel like we deserve that spot again.
That's it, it'd be fantastic, Bradford, to get back to Super League 1. The crowds are there,
Yeah.
you've got the fan base, you've got the social media, you've got everything it takes. It'd be fantastic to see you guys there.
Yeah, it'd be a really good achievement for us, especially with a young group of girls as well. It'll just be an experience.
Thank you very much. I'm now joined by...
Louise Fellingham, Salford Red Devils, standoff.
So how's your pre-season gone?
Yeah, it's good. It's been long. We started before Christmas because obviously we're fully aware of the step up that we're about to take. So we're working hard. I think we're ready for the season to start now though.
It's a step up, but you had a really good squad to begin with.
Yeah, look, we're starting from a good place. We've made some additions, and I think one of the biggest things that we wanted to do going into this season is improve our fitness. There's games last season where, I think if they had been against different sides, our fitness would have been an issue for us. So we've worked really hard on that this season or this off season.
So, for yourself, who are you most looking forward to playing this season?
Look, we've had this. We obviously spoke before Christmas, and to be honest, everyone for me, because of where I'm at in my career, I just literally take every game as it comes. So every week as it comes, and just enjoy every game I get to play. So personally, I just I can't wait to take the field against every single one of the teams we've got in our league.
So, who should we be looking out for from Salford this season?
Yeah, okay, so Brogan Evans, who was there last season, a bit of a position switch for her, and I think she's just going to grab that with both hands, and she's an outstanding player. People underestimate her, and she's going to take the league by storm, I think. You've then got probably Liana Leota. She's an absolute baller. She comes from a netball background. So
also, you're going to have control in the hands.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to getting her in and around the squad a bit more, and she's obviously got some sort of things over actually here in Leeds. She's part of the netball programme over here. So looking forward to her, and I think when we get her on the pitch, you'll see some fireworks from her. And the other one I'm really looking forward to, and I think people need to watch out, is Emma Hickey. It's going to be in the props. She's pushing, to get in that starting squad. She really is. She's got a great mentality coming across from Union. She's always asking the right questions. She wants to learn the game, and you just see this fire in her belly that she wants to do the best she can. So people need to watch out for her.
Thank you very much. Good luck this season.
No problem.
I'm now joined by
Marie Quinn from Lee Leopards.
So how's your pre-season gone?
Pre-season's been really tough. It's been an increase for us. But yeah, it's physical, it's tough, but it's what we need ready to go for the season.
That's it. And you, as a player, have come on leaps and bounds since you're one of the players who's really stepped up since going to Super League.
I think as a team we have. I think personally you always set them goals where you want to be better every single season, and you just want to be the best player that you can be, especially with where the game's growing as it is. You've got to be competing, you've got to be doing your extras to get where you are, and I think that's just something that I'm personally trying to focus on to be where we are.
That's it. And last season you go from Championship to Super League and establish yourself in there.
Yeah.
Spring some surprise results on people.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah, it was tough, and there's no taking that away from any of the teams. It was a tough league last year, and really competitive, really physical, and you could see that, and you can see how all the other teams are training. So yeah, we had a few arm wrestles, a few games that could have gone a different way, but it is what it is, and we're ready to kick on this season.
So as well as Lee, you play for Ireland.
I do, yeah. So we've just finished off there. That was done and done against Canada. So yeah, we're just getting the ball rolling there. Obviously, I have a camp base in the UK, camp base in Ireland. and the season's just override slightly. So we're just waiting for them to be done, and then John's going to be sorting that out, and then hopefully we'll be getting into camp again soon.
Yeah, because that's the thing people are forgetting is a lot of the Irish-based players are still playing union season.
Yeah, still playing
right
union there, and a few of them play like Gaelic football and other sports over there, which lead into the rugby league knowledge. So yeah, it's long days when we go there, because obviously everyone has to travel to be in camp, but there's a flight that you've got to sometimes get on. But again, it's just that opportunity that.
That's it. It's fantastic to see. From a few seasons ago, Ireland didn't exist. Now it does, and you've got all the qualifying matches scheduled for the World Cup.
I think it was 2 years ago, just short of that, where Ireland women's team wasn't even a thing. So again, it's something that they've got on board with, something that the girls are really passionate of. It's always your dream as a girl to pull on an international shirt, and it's a great honour. So yeah, the game's going forward, and just looking forward to getting into camp with them girls.
So, as this season goes, one thing we've just spoke off there about is you now are Lee Leopards, which is fantastic to see, because a big Super League team in the men's and well established, and Lee Miners ladies still exists.
It does. Lee Miners is how we are. Lee Leopards, it's always been a thing of when the Super League came around, we wanted to stay as Lee Miners, and I think that's because we're so passionate about the club, and it's getting Lee on the map, and it's what it needed, and there's such good talent there. It's the biggest girls section in the Northwest, so why move when you've got everything there, you've got the future. So yeah, but then coming as a player's point of view now and wanting to compete in Super League and getting in Super League 1, which is our goal, we needed more facilities that as a community club Lee Miners couldn't offer.
Because the cost of getting
exactly, the finances are there, and us getting coaches was just behind the scenes. Was a lot going on, so that was really hard for us. So obviously this year when Derek came to us with the idea and getting Kieran on board, it's just a no-brainer for us moving to Lee Leopards. So yeah, we're excited for it.
Thank you very much. I'm now joined by...
It's Armani Sherrick, Warrington Wolves prop and captain.
So Armani, how's pre-season gone?
Yeah, pre-season's been tough. It's been physical, demanding. Matt's really grinding it out this year. We've worked hard. We set a standard last year to train like Super League 1, and we've continued that theme this year, but the intensity's grown again on the back of sort of getting promotion and knowing we have to work harder.
No, it's been fantastic, because you're putting your friendlies in there to see where you guys are, see what needs tweaking.
I think we did that last year as well. Before the season started, we'd faced Leeds, we'd faced York, we'd done Saints in the Challenge Cup, so we're not shy of testing ourselves, and we took a heavy defeat on Sunday against Leeds, but again, it's the best scoreline we've ever had, and for bits of that game we competed and we matched them and we went set for set, so we've got 4 weeks now to fix up.
There you go, you've got 4 weeks, you go like, let's test ourselves against the champions.
Yeah, of course, and I think to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and for us to be in the mix at the end of the season around that top 4, we're going to have to be competitive against those top 4 teams, and to do that we need to see where we are, and we did that on Sunday.
Can you name some players we should be watching out for from Warrington this season?
I think we've got a good varied squad this year. We've got some young kids coming through, some experience as well. I think for me, Amy Daniels has led the pack sort of last season. She was a centre historically. She's not played rugby for too long, only a few seasons, but she started off as a centre. She's really found a home in the pack, and I think for me, she's probably one of the most physical, most athletic. Tough. Yeah, she's great, and I really enjoy playing alongside her. So I think Amy will be one to watch, sort of leading that pack around this year. I think in terms of youngsters, we've got Shannon Stevens coming through. She got a debut last year, played a couple of games. She's got a right taste for it. This year she's put some good muscle on in pre-season. She's competing, she's pushing Michelle for that fullback shirt now, and I think she's really establishing herself now as someone to watch. Physicality wise, she's matching us in training. She's brought her skill level up, so I think Shannon's one to watch. And I think Abby Johnson out on the wing this year. She had sort of a quiet season. Georgia Sutherland takes a lot of the limelight as a winger. She gets on the end of quite a lot of tries, but I think
with Sutherland, because she scores so much.
She shows the amount of tries that girl scores, and I think Georgia's probably only hitting 50-60% of what she's capable of. I think, like I said, Abby's gone away and done the hard work in pre-season, and her game from the friendlies we've seen has been night and day from last year. So yeah, I think there's class across the field, but I do think we've got some players in key positions that are going to lead us this year.
As a team, what are you guys aiming for this season?
I think we need to be competitive. We don't want to make up the numbers this year. Obviously, we had a great season last year, and to get promoted was great. But it's not about just being in Super League One this year. I think if we can get a good season, work hard for each other, we should be and aim to be mixing it with that top 4 at the business end of the season. Obviously, with the Challenge Cup running throughout the season as well, we've got a right shot at getting in at that semi-final. And I think on our day, we've got a right chance of putting ourselves in the mix for those big games.